I've been watching a lot of these videos lately, and about being woke and staying woke, and when you say being woke, it's just pretty much having a higher consciousness to what's going around. It's pretty much having an understanding of what's your surroundings are, basically. It's like you can see things in a fourth dimension. That's the only way I can explain it. You perceive things in 3D, but your brain sees it in fourth dimension, which gives you somewhat of a higher consciousness. And there are more dimensions the higher your consciousness reaches. And also, the higher the chakras you reach, the higher the consciousness you reach. Basically, right now, I feel like I'm in like the fourth dimension. That's probably using maybe like my third chakra, just balancing it out, going from the first chakra all the way back to the third chakra, moving up and down, depending on my mood and, how I truly feel about myself at that moment, you know. And unfortunately, it's all part of a certain design that the government truthfully, implements on the black person. And not just the black person itself, it's also on society as a whole. There's certain frequencies that they need you to be at in order to balance out their, internal and external goals. And it's like a design. It's like the Matrix, pretty much. If you've seen the Matrix and you understand the Matrix, then that's pretty much what it is. And you can kind of like see what's going on and try to manipulate what's going on using, your higher consciousness as in, your own free will, or I want to say your positive thinking into the universe. So basically what I've been kind of understanding is after watching these videos of people staying woke and, telling you what you need to be doing, it it's kind of hard because at the same time, unfortunately, in order to survive in the Matrix, you have to play the games of the Matrix in order to get out of the Matrix. And when you do that, and when I say that, it's unfortunate that you have to abide by certain rules and certain guidelines so you don't get detected. You can't just do what you want to do. I'm sorry, you just really can't. You can't do what you want to do. You try to do what you want to do, but eventually it doesn't work for you. You'll end up either falling back into the Matrix, decreasing your chakras, or you can somehow, manipulate it to a certain way where you're just comfortable where you're at in a certain state. And that's the only way I can truly explain it. And by the way, when I say, manipulate, it's pretty much you abiding by their rules. It's pretty much a full circle. In order to get out, you have to abide by their rules, which is either getting money, staying, working that 9 to 5, dipping in and dipping out, making small investments, and also going around and meeting new people. Like I want to say networking in a certain sense, And unfortunately, you have to kind of like have something that's truly not real and doesn't really have any type of value in life, which is money. When I say that, it truly doesn't have any type of value. Like it's a piece of paper, and we worship that piece of paper. It's like that piece of paper. It's like, oh, we're going to give them this little piece of paper, and then they're going to turn around and be like, oh, I need this in order to get around in the world? Damn. And I got to work for it? Damn. And you take it away from me when I work from it? Damn. And that's the only way I can survive? Well, damn. Okay. And then, you fall back into the Matrix. And, that's the design that they have. They make you worship that in order for you to either succeed where you need to go if you're at a certain consciousness, or you just fall into the trap and then you just live. It's a horrible way. I mean, true enough, some people, they do what they want to do, and and it might not even be at that certain consciousness. It's just, already programmed and designed for them to, oh, well, this is how life is supposed to be. And watching these videos, coming back to it, they're telling you, you need to kind of like get it together. You need to uplift yourself, and you need to be more at a certain state, which is being woke to the design, the white man, or blah, 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 or being, conscious to your surroundings. Don't give in to them, and don't give out to them, and, don't give them your energy and stuff like that. But it's like, fuck. How do you not do that? I mean, I can't literally go and sit on a piece of land and, have certain things that I'm accustomed to. And even though you're not supposed to be accustomed to it, you can't just go from day to day and say, hey, guy, I'm at a certain state. I'm woke. This piece of paper has no value to me. However, I will trade you goods for goods, because you can't just like go and like find a plant out of, and certainly living in Vegas and be like, hey, I'm going to plant some pears and some oranges, and I'm going to plant some trees and some cucumbers, and I'm going to be self-efficient. I'm going to have my own little property, own little piece of land, and I'm going to, teach my kids, the truth about what's going on in the world. And on top of that, I'm going to give back into my community. But it's just you. You're the community. Because not everybody is conscious, and not everybody who is conscious lives in the same area. And not everybody who is conscious that lives in the same area is on the same agendas as you. It's all part of the design. It's like a full circle. You go around and you're talking about like, oh man, I got a couple of dollars to me, and I'm going to build a house. You can't just go and do that. You can't go to Home Depot and be like, hey, I'm going to trade you some goods, because that's what they used to do. That's what we're supposed to do. And I'm going to build a house on some land that the country claims they own, or the bank claims it owns, by myself. And when I say by yourself, our brain is not designed to be on a certain dimension where we can perceive things and manifest it by free will. We don't have that no more. It's too much energy imbalance going on in the world. No matter how woke you are, you can't just be like, I want a Lamborghini, and you manifest a Lamborghini. It does not work like that. No, it doesn't. It does not work like that. So when you're telling me, we got to be woke, and we got to do this, and we got to do that, and we can't give in to the white man, and we got to own our own piece of land, and we got to do it the way that it was meant to be. And on top of that, we got to take care of ourselves. It doesn't work like that. I wish it worked like that. I hope it works like that. I will take it to, and I'm a spiritualist, I will take it to, being religious and say, pray like that. I grew up in the 90s where technology was coming into its peak.